This morning, a first for Idaho, a Hindu prayer opened this morning's session of the Idaho Senate. The invocation was by Hindu clergyman Rajan Zed. This is file video of him. Zed's appearance had been criticized by State Senator Steve Vick from North Idaho. Vick believing that Idaho is a mostly Christian state. And as part of his objection, Vick said Hindus worship cows. While Hinduism doesn't allow the killing of cows, Hindus do not worship them. Senate Pro Tem Brent Hill says he reviewed Zed's prayer and found nothing wrong with it. The first payments for emergency broadband service are making their way to local school districts. The payments are the first of 2 rounds of checks that the superintendent's office will send out. Each district received $2,000 in the payments that were sent out yesterday. The second payment will vary depending on the cost of each district's broadband service contract. The money is coming from a $3.6 million emergency allocation signed by the governor last week. A mass vaccination effort is underway at the University of Oregon in Eugene. The clinic comes after 4 students came down with an infectious strain of bacterial meningitis. 1 student later died from the infection. University officials are targeting undergrads and students living on campus.
We think that the vaccine will prevent it from causing serious disease, but we don't know that it'll actually eliminate it from your nose and throat.
Studies show about 15% of people who contract bacterial meningitis do not survive. The meningitis vaccine for the B strain has only been around since October. In southern Chile this morning, a mass evacuation that's coming after the Chile Volcano began erupting with lava and thick smoke spewing from the top. The 9,000-foot volcano is one of South America's most active. It sits just above the small city of Pucón, a tourist destination. This morning's eruption lasted about 20 minutes and could be seen from as far away as 60 miles. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke to a joint session of Congress this morning about a planned nuclear deal between the U.S. and Iran. The Prime Minister said the deal does not block Iran's path to a nuclear bomb. Rather, he says, it paves a path to a bomb. But a nuclear pact with Iran is one of the top priorities of the Obama administration. Despite tensions between the leaders, though, advisors stress that the relationship between Israel and the U.S. remains strong. During a closed-door session this morning for rank-and-file House Republicans, Speaker John Boehner said the chamber will vote on a bill to fully fund the Homeland Security Department and without restrictions. That's despite a call from some House members to hold a funding bill hostage until Democrats agree to roll back President Obama's changes on immigration. But the Speaker said the vote for a clean bill is, in his words, right for the country. For the first time this session, Add the 4 Words activists have been arrested during a protest. 22 people were arrested yesterday morning on misdemeanor charges of trespass after they refused to leave the House and Senate chambers at the state capitol. These activists claim, after a hearing earlier in the session, that legislative leaders are now blocking movement toward housing and workplace equality for the LGBT community. The ATF is looking at restricting the use of a certain type of bullet. The AR-type ammo has a steel bullet inside. It can pierce a police officer's body armor and be easily concealed.
What's frustrating about this is that the government is arbitrarily deciding that these now commercially readily available handguns are concealable. That is an absolute falsehood.
All that talk about restrictions is sending the price of the ammo sky high. That is, if you can find it. Well, we now know the name of the man who died after a crash early Saturday after Boise police say they tried to pull him over. The Ada County coroner says Julio Granados died after his SUV crashed into a building on Airport Way. Police say they tried to pull Granados over on South Vista Avenue for driving recklessly. Instead, though, he sped up. The officer later found the SUV crashed into the side of the building. A Silicon Valley entrepreneur says he's invented a new toothpaste that will revolutionize dental care. Amit Goswami is founder and CEO of Livionics. He doesn't call his new product toothpaste, but rather a dental gel. He claims it's 2.5 times more effective than traditional toothpaste. Toothpaste uses detergents and abrasives to remove plaque, but Livionics claims to be the first to attack bacteria at the molecular level, making it harder for it to stick to our teeth. If you're hankering for hotcakes, you're in luck. Today is National Pancake Day. That means a free short stack of pancakes is waiting for you at participating IHOP restaurants. Guests are asked to leave a donation to a charity in exchange for getting 3 free buttermilk pancakes. This year marks the event's 10th anniversary. You know, over the last decade, IHOP restaurants say they've helped raise nearly $16 million.